little spiel. Hello, everybody. My name is Aida Salazar. I'm an author, and I'm part of Story Sunbirds. Story Sunbirds is a collective of authors and illustrators whose mission is to cultivate a dynamic and inclusive community rooted in justice and anti-racism and anti-colonialism and anti-imperialism. Hell yeah. So very excited and happy to be part of this community. Today we are responding to a call to action by the poet Mosab Abu Toa, who asked people across the country and across the world to hold a Children's Day of Action in commemoration of the press conference of children in front of Al-Shifa Hospital who were pleading for health and food and safety and the end to the slaughter in Gaza. So we answered that call with this day-long read aloud, and we, as you have seen, if you have been here, you've seen some amazing authors and illustrators who have been presenting every 20 minutes. Some people have pre-recorded and others have been here live. But we are also raising money for the Middle East Children's Alliance. And yes, Danielle was right. We have just reached $1,125 in our fund drive for Mecca. But so this is what's happening. Your donation, with every donation, it enters you into an opportunity for a giveaway. All of the authors today are donating a book of theirs or somebody else's, and you will get a signed copy if you've donated, or it's actually a raffle. So we want you to send us a receipt, and all of that will be in the chat, where to send the receipt of your donation. And yes, and you'll be part of it. Know that the money that you will be donating is going directly to Palestinian families to provide their essential services, like all the things that they're being deprived of brutally: clean water and shelter and food and medical and psychological help and children's programming, things that make life life. So be on the lookout for the link in the chat throughout the day, and now we're probably going to put them in there. And yeah, and so email us the receipt of your donation, and you'll get a book, hopefully. All right. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to switch it over to present Rob Liu-Trujillo, who is a dear friend. He and I actually met a while ago when both of our children were little. So I would say about 18 years ago, when we met at the Cesar Chavez Library here in Oakland, California, we would take our children religiously to the story time. Every Wednesday was a bilingual story time, and the only bilingual story time. And that's when we kind of started talking about like creating work for children. And here we are 20 years later almost, and we're doing that very thing, still committed very much to the work. All right. Salma, do you think we're ready to share the video?
Yep. Would you like me to share, Aida?
Sure. I think it would be great.
Awesome. Let me give it a try, and hopefully you all can see. Actually, I need to reshare again with the audio. So
yes, yeah, and let's hope that it doesn't pause, because for some reason earlier today the share function was pausing. Oh.
Peace, what's up everybody? My name is Robert Liu-Trujillo. I'm an author and illustrator from Oakland, California, and this is a book that I illustrated and helped to work on called Alejandria Fights Back, or La Lucha de Alejandria. Here we go. Welcome to Parkwood. I'm Alejandria, and this is my first home. Home isn't just our apartment, it's the whole neighborhood. Our neighbors come from all around the world. Mommy and my abuela Tita are from Nicaragua, and I was born right here. I like to draw the people and places in our barrio, like Miss Beatriz from the bakery where Tita gets her picos, and Miss Alicia from the flower stand with her little dog Duende, and Mr. Amir waving from his corner store. One time he hung a drawing of mine in the store window. Mama and Tita were really proud. So here's the character right here, Alejandria. I'm outside Mr. Amir's, finishing my raspado, when I hear someone shout my name. Ale! It's my best friend Edgar. He was visiting his grandma in Guatemala, and it feels like he's been gone forever. What did I miss? Edgar asks. It's been a long summer, I say, and launch into the story of how we almost lost our home. It was the first day of summer vacation, and I was walking with Tita. She stopped to chat with Miss Beatriz. I ran ahead so I could play with Duende. I tripped and knocked over a sign. Miss Alicia came running. Ale, are you all right? Tita caught up to us. Aye, look at this, another for sale sign. Miss Beatriz nodded. There's a new one every other day. The next day, I heard someone calling my name from down the hall. It was Julian. I walked over to his apartment and saw boxes in the living room. Hey, Julian, what's up? He frowned. We're moving. My dad said the landlord raised the rent, so we can't stay here anymore. It's too expensive. I felt bad for Julian and wondered, could they do the same thing to us? That night, I went to show Mommy my latest drawing. I found her in the kitchen staring at some mail. Look what I made. She seemed upset, like she was having a bad dream. Beautiful, hija, she mumbled and looked back down at the paper. I started having hormiguitas, that feeling of little ants in my belly. Later, while Mommy was getting ready for work, I investigated. I found the piece of paper, and in the jumble of words, a few jumped out. Rent. Increase. 30 days. Eviction. Ale! Mommy's angry voice surprised me. Don't look through my stuff. Hot tears filled my eyes. Mommy, what does this mean? Do we have to move too? We'll do what we have to survive, Mommy said. But this isn't something you should worry about. I couldn't sleep. I had so many questions. In Tita's stories about Nicaragua, she would always say, when the people in charge tried to bully us and push us out, we got together and pushed back. It all seemed so unfair. I wondered if there was anything that I could do. At breakfast, Tita and Mommy argued about that notice. Tita wanted to talk to the landlord's company about the rent, but Mommy seemed nervous. I stared at the leftover milk in my cereal bowl until I couldn't take it anymore. We have to do something. I was shocked by how loud my voice sounded. Yes, hija, I agree, but your mommy is scared, Tita said. We're not here to make trouble, Mommy said. They both look the same when they're mad. Tita always says knowledge is power. She took me to the library the next day and we searched for tenants' rights online. I learned that tenants are people like us who pay rent to companies that own buildings. Some landlords care more about money than they do people, Tita told me. Next, Tita and I went to an organization that helps out tenants like us. Our building is full of families who have lived there for a long time, Tita explained to the nice organizer. She had some of the coolest hair I'd ever seen. This isn't just happening to you. The company owns a bunch of buildings in the neighborhood, and they're trying to kick out a lot of people. The thought of all our neighbors having to move made my head hurt. You need to get your neighbors together, the nice organizer said, and fight as a group. I began to imagine all of us as superheroes. As Tita and I were leaving, the organizer handed us a poster for a tenants meeting at City Hall later that week. Tita, this is how we can get everybody together, I said. Tita smiled. That's the spirit, Ale. Back home, Mommy didn't want to hear it though. If we break the rules, things will only get worse. She sounded frustrated, but also sad. Hija, you know landlords break the rules all the time, Tita responded, and she sounded kind of sad too. The next day, Tita and I knocked on our neighbors' doors and handed out flyers I'd drawn for the meeting. Some neighbors seemed nervous or even scared. When we knocked on Julian's door, I handed him a flyer while his dad watched quietly. The company has done this before, I said. They raise the rent so tenants have to move or they kick them out. Then they sell the building for a whole lot of money. But we can fight this if we go to the meeting. Julian nodded. I guess it's important to know our rights. Maybe we wouldn't be moving if we'd known. Yeah, so will you speak at the meeting? I asked. Julian's dad cleared his throat. Well, we will if you do. My mouth fell open. Me? I'm only 9. Tita chimed in. You're never too young to speak up, hija. When we got to City Hall, I felt major hormiguitas in my belly. All our neighbors were there, and they were fired up. Tita comforted me. Standing up for what you believe in is scary, but I know that you can do it. I heard my name, and it was my turn to speak. My face looked like a bright red tomato as I walked to the microphone. Then, I noticed Mommy in the crowd. I forgot what I wanted to say, so I just held up my drawing of the neighborhood. My name is Alejandria, and I was born right here in Parkwood. I want to show you that our home is not just our apartment, but our whole neighborhood. Mommy, Tita, Julian, Miss Beatriz, Mr. Amir, Alicia, Duende. We're like a big family, and we want to stay here. My Tita says everyone should have a place to call home, no matter how much money they have. And I hope you can make a law about that. When I finished, I saw that Mommy was crying and smiling at the same time. Mommy hugged me hard. Ale, I'm sorry. I focus on work and I worry a lot because it's hard to be an immigrant. Not everyone likes us. Mommy had never told me this before, but I'm proud of how brave and strong you were today. Tita joined our hug. She looked at Mommy. And I'm proud of you for showing up. As I finish my story, Edgar just stares at me, shaking his head. I can't believe you spoke at City Hall, Ale. You're like famous. Thanks, I say with a smile. Come on, let's go. Where? Edgar asks. To the neighborhood potluck. It's our new tradition. At the potluck, I head straight for the tres leches cake. Tita shouts to get our attention. We have a special guest. Councilperson Brown is here. He speaks in a serious voice. I want to thank you all for participating in the meeting. Suddenly, he looked straight at me. We were especially impressed by our youngest speaker ever, Alejandria. People start clapping, and I feel my face burning up. Mr. Brown continues, I came here to tell you personally that we're working on new rent rules to protect tenants like you, not just in this neighborhood, but across the city, so that everyone can stay in their homes. We all cheer, yay! I hear Mommy's voice behind me. Gracias, hija, she says. I turn and see that she has a dish of her special gallo pinto. What for, Mommy? For showing me that if we speak up, we can change things. If you're ever in my barrio, I will welcome you and show you all the special people and places that make up our big family. And this is the end of the book. This is Alejandria. And in the back of the book, there is a glossary of terms in English and Spanish, and the whole book is in English and Spanish. This is a book that was written by poet Leticia Hernandez Linares and a group of organizers and filmmakers called the Rise Home Stories Project. My name is Robert Liu-Trujillo, and thank you for listening.
That was awesome. One of the things I love about Rob is that he is a social justice activist. And one of the things he does here in the Bay Area is that he runs a social justice kid lit book fair every December. He and a group of other kid lit authors put together this social justice book fair, and it's like a holiday fair, and there's nothing like it anywhere, I don't think. And I'm so proud to be a part of it and represent. So we wanted to share something, a video. The next thing is, because we have a little bit of time, we have a video of a singer named Destiny Wolf. It's her, she wrote a story called Whitewater Tumbling, and the story was illustrated and animated and written by her and Marjam Tehrani, and it's about the Syrian refugee crisis. So we're going to play that now. You ready?
Yep, just pulling it up.
Okay, so but I want to remind everybody to please donate. We're kind of slowly inching up, little by little. We are inching up, and we started at like 900. Now we're 125, well, 1,125, and so it's very exciting. Please continue to donate. Look for the link in the chat, and take your chance at getting a book, a signed book, with your donation, receipt of donation. All right. Okay, so this is.
In the darkness of my pain, I think you're calling me. Voice so faint, wash my stories of who's to blame, purify my path. I'm not the same. Time to stand tall, let my past meet the sea. The current's so strong, it won't get the best of me. Had to leave it all, I just wanna be free. In the wide water tumbling, should I go out to sea? In the wide water tumbling, shore waiting for me. Dreams are floating, feeling still. Eyes up to the skies, I know it's real. The birds carefree played with the wind. I've lived at peace before, will I again, surviving it all. Let my past meet the sea. Journey so long, it won't get the best of me. Trying to rise from this fall, I just wanna be free. Oh, these hands of faith, rest in this place, my saving grace, my saving grace. In the wide water tumbling, should I go up to sea? In the wide water tumbling, should I go up to sea? In the wide water tumbling, should I go? Is the shore waiting for me? Should I go? Or is the shore waiting for me?
Wow. I always get so emotional when I watch that video. It's so beautiful. Um, yes. All right. Thank you all. Okay, now let's stop the video so that we can or stop recording so that we can start and introduce.